Hey everybody, this will just be a little quick follow-up to 153 there. This will be 153A, I'm thinking. It occurred to me that, I was trying to describe how, they play it off and don't acknowledge their own guilt and point their finger at the slightest little thing on the other side. You ever see that show Cheaters? Now it's a schlock show like, Jerry Springer and all that, and Maury Povich and all that crap to begin with. But if you've ever seen it, it doesn't matter, if it's the man or the woman that's caught in the adultery, how they go into this big thing and start blaming the other person, and they're incredulous that they were found out. Well, it's kind of like the left-wing news media. They know they're caught. They know they've done wrong. They know they're guilty of it. But they ain't never going to admit it. They're gonna be incredulous, and they're going to blame the other side. That's kind of what's been going on in America here. We have a saying, united we stand, divided we fall. So it's kind of like a married couple that goes through a divorce. The one side, maybe both sides, but usually, it's the one side that wants it, and if it just becomes, you can't communicate anything, because even though you were so close at one time and everything like that, now you're the enemy. Somehow you're the enemy for some reason. The hatred against one side or the other is just so much that there's no communication, no nothing. And so, but that's what it's like. That show Cheaters. That's the whole attitude that the left wing has is, there's nothing that they do that's wrong, but the slightest little thing the other side does wrong, that's they're going after. And even if the other side hasn't done anything wrong, they want to make shit up. So that's what it seems like to me. It's that Teflon complete denial attitude, and everyone else is to blame, take no responsibility for their own actions, stuff. That's what it reminds me of. So if that helps put it into perspective, but honestly, you need to look at what's going on the left is textbook socialist, Marxist, Nazism strategy. Isolate people, make them broke and dependent, and pound a message into them over and over and over and over again, and blame the conditions they're in on the other side. Put all the false stories that came out of New York. Oh, people are dying, minorities are dying, and it's Donald Trump's fault. All that shit. The way they spurred on Antifa. A bunch of tweakers standing around on corners and nothing, thinking there's some kind of activist in this, carrying their little knives and clubs and all this kind of shit, and they're gonna throw their tantrum out in the street and all this, so that, hey, we can use them tweakers to do our bidding. And that's what happened to you, Antifa. Get off the drugs, go out and get a job, and Think for yourselves instead of joining a mob like that. Same with BLM. Same thing. They found a bunch of people they could use, manipulate, and take money from. You know, so that's what, you know, you gotta understand that there's some definite tactics being used that have been used by the communists and the Nazis with the political party and the narrative that they push, and anyone who opposes or speaks out against them, you're an extremist. They wouldn't call BLM or Antifa extremists. They supported them, bailed them out of jail, everything. That's straight out of the Communist Manifesto too. You need to wake up, America. Need to start speaking out now, because the more power they get, even if you're one of their own and you speak out, they're gonna use the same tactics on you. You need to start talking to some of those people who live behind the Iron Curtain. Start talking to some of the people who escaped Cuba and some of these Central America countries. Need to talk, maybe find some Germans who are still alive. And remember the Nazi propaganda machine. Because that's what's going on with the left wing in this country. Wish you the best out there. God bless.